Hello everyone. Welcome back to The Power of You. Today's spontaneous episode um, is coming from my bedroom as I am packing, actually. My first day of packing to move out. Finally, my fiance and I have found an apartment and we just applied for it yesterday. And yes, so I'm someone who gets overwhelmed pretty easily. And so this time around, I am being smart about it and knowing my energy and what my capacity is. I am starting to pack and kind of clean out and throw what needs to be thrown away, donate what I can donate, and then pack the rest. So I started today. My goal is to go through one of these shelves that are like vertical storage that has like things on it in our room, and it's just quite honestly a mess. But I was going through some stuff and I found the workbooks from my the Manifestation Babe Academy that I took 2 years ago, back in 2022, and I read through it, and I just needed to come on here and share with you because I want to capture the moment. I want to capture the energy. I want to share. I want to be raw and vulnerable and share that how proud I am of myself, and really celebrate myself because this was 2 years ago, and I am so shocked by what I read because if you did not know and you go just like an episode before this, I am actually starting my second round, for the second time. I'm taking the Manifestation Babe Academy, just because I have grown so much and I wanted to see what it can do for me and how much I can receive from it from doing a second round of it 2 years later. And so while I was filling out the workbook for the second round, I couldn't find this old version of the workbook. I couldn't find my old answers. So I was a little bit bummed about that. But then I knew that I was going to find it in divine timing, and here we are. Like 2 weeks later, I found it, and I'm glad I found it because I went through the workbook the second time around without any knowledge of where I was 2 years ago, because I've just evolved so much that I seriously thought that 2 years ago, my goal for taking the course was to create a successful business. That's what I thought. And then I started reading this workbook, and I'm just floored by how innocent and beautiful my little version of me 2 years ago was. Because, wow, she just wanted to love herself. Like, I kid you not, like, um let me see if I can share a specific example. um yeah, like for example, like one of the things that uh one of the questions is like, what do you believe you are here to learn? And 2 years ago I wrote that I was here to learn how I can create and live my best life. I am here to learn that it's possible. I'm here to learn different ways of seeing life that'll be actually of the higher service to me and therefore everyone around me. I was just looking to let go of old programming. I wanted to learn how to love myself, how to heal, and how to create a loving and supportive relationship with myself. And yeah, that was what my desire was. And it had nothing to do with business. It had nothing to do with making money. It had nothing to do with anything materialistic, anything tangible. And I think that's what's so beautiful and pure, because I really, at that 2 years ago, was at that phase where I was just desiring to heal, to love myself, to accept myself, and to have that beautiful relationship that I have my back, and to to realize and sit here 2 weeks before I'm moving out, to sit here and feel so grounded in myself, feel so confident in the impact that I will make because I have done the work to love myself, to be there for myself, to care for myself, to put myself first. And that took a lot of work, a lot of intentional work, intentional conscious effort to bring things from the unconscious into the conscious so that I can start creating new neural pathways that will be helpful and supportive of my new desired reality. And I'm just so proud that like I genuinely feel like I have my own back, and I just know that from this point forward I'm just going to be stronger, more resilient, more loving, more forgiving towards myself, and as a ripple effect, people around me are going to benefit from that. And I just so proud of myself, and I'm just really sharing this with you all to really celebrate and be proud of that old version of me. I'm taking this time to honor her intentions back then. We are who we are because of the old versions of ourselves, you know? Sometimes we beat ourselves up in the past for the past versions of us that has made mistakes or has, you know, chosen different things that like we look back and we say maybe we should have done that, maybe we should have done this. But we forget to honor that side of us. We forget to honor and respect and appreciate and be grateful for that version of you because you would not be here today if it wasn't for her. And I really want to dedicate this episode to her because if it wasn't for her, I would not be where I am today, feeling confident in who I am, what I am here to do and share and be, because I believe that my purpose is to just be all of me authentically and unapologetically and powerfully and be a model, a trailblazer for the rest of you guys, you all. So that was really just coming from my heart, but yeah, I wanted to continue and share with you one last thing. I wanted to keep this episode nice and sweet and short, but one thing that I do want to share with you all is that the most beautiful part that made me cry is when I read this my answer to this question. The question is, what is the number one thing that needs to happen where if it did happen, you would absolutely be mind blown by yourself and by this program, right? What would be the number one thing that needs to happen? And I was so shocked, but in a good way, also so proud of my answer. And this is my answer. Like, I did not write a complete sentence. I just wrote deep, the number one thing that needs to happen would be deep, genuine self love, acceptance, and self worth. Can you believe that? Let me read it again. So, the number one thing that needs to happen that would absolutely blow my mind is if I develop deep, genuine self love, acceptance, and self worth. Like, how pure is that? How amazingly wise was I 2 years ago to realize that that was what needed to happen in order for everything else to fall into place? And that's really where my journey started. And again, I'm just so proud of her, and I honor her, and I want to celebrate her. And that is why I created this short podcast to share with you, because I want you to realize and look back and see and be grateful and appreciate all past versions of yourself, because if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be who you are today. So I love you. I wish you the best. I wish you lots of love and acceptance and compassion and grace for yourself, for the past versions of you, and for the future versions of you that is going to, as a co-creation with all versions of yourself and the universe, It's just going to create your best life. So, with that being said, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to go back and clear my shelf and do some packing, but I just needed to come on here and share in this raw, authentic place that I am as I'm feeling all the feels and just being so grateful for the years that I've been here at this place as I'm moving to a different place physically, being in a different environment. And I feel like as well, I'm energetically moving as well as I'm stepping into a new version of myself. And I'm, in a sense, grieving what was and what will be left behind. In a sense, right? But I am still always, we all are carrying all versions of ourselves with us as we move forward. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for tuning into this spontaneous episode of The Power of You. And I will talk to you, hear from you, and speak to you in the next episode. All right, I love you and have a beautiful day. Bye.